fellow jokermites, me, J-Man of J-Man Fett Cosplay. That's how I'm going to enter videos now. I'm going to say J-Man of J-Man Fett Cosplay. So, this video is basically like my journey to become a Mandalorian cosplayer. I'm going to take you through the journey. It's not the end of the series. Like, the finale for the pack leader armor is done, but I might like still work on it and stuff in the old armor. So, let's start the story. So, it was about 2002, 2014. I was a teenager. I knew what Star Wars was, but every time I watched the Empire Strikes Back, and every time I watched the Return of the Jedi or Attack of the Clones, I was always mesmerized by Boba and Jango Fett. Mostly Boba. And when I moved away from my family for some reason, I'm not going to tell you why, I was living out in the country, and when The Mandalorian came out, that was about 2019. Not 2019, I think 2020, I'm not sure. But when I was watching The Mandalorian, I saw that Boba Fett was coming back, and I thought, will it be a better time to do a Mandalorian cosplay? Like, I did cosplay before. I did Joker, Joker's my other favorite cosplay. My favorite cosplay is to do our Joker and the Mandalorian cosplays, but back then I loved Joker, and I thought, what if I made a cosplay based on the Joker? That didn't work, because the first thing that inspired me was a Joker-style Mandalorian helmet that I saw on Pinterest. And from there, I started building the helmet, and the result of the helmet came out to this. This is my Prodigal Son helmet. It has gone through several changes, like paint schemes and other attachments added onto it. So the helmet, put it on, still fits. He's no good to me, dead. That's my failed Boba Fett impression. So the helmet was the first thing I ever built. Once it was painted red, it was originally red, green, and black. With the new paint scheme I did, I kept the black, kept the green, but I wanted to give it a chipped look, almost like the season 2 Mandalorian scene where Boba Fett, like Cobb Vanth comes out with Boba Fett's like chipped armor from the Sarlacc pit, and I thought that was really cool. So I watched that, and then as I watched the Book of Boba Fett, I thought I wanted to make more of the armor. So I made thigh plates, a belt with hip armor, gun holsters, shoulder bells with the Wookiee braids. With the Wookiee braids on mine represent the time I spent with the Wookiees, and a Wookiee that I liked as a brother, as I knew as a brother, was died, and they gave me his hair, and I braided it into a braid. That's where the braids come in for my recent armor. Now, why I call it the Prodigal Son is because of the Bible. I like the story of the Prodigal Son in the Bible. And those who are religious, the Prodigal Son is about, I'm not sure what it's about. I haven't read the full story in a while, but I'm not really familiar with the Bible a lot because I don't really read it all the time. But I go in the Bible and I read certain stories, and the Prodigal Son just stand out to me because a Prodigal Son is, I don't even know what that means either, but I call it the son because it's my first baby. It's my baby cosplay. I love, like, it's my baby. Like, it means that I love this cosplay. I made it myself, and I want to go over why I chose to do certain things with the armor. So the hot glue and cardboard basic part of the armor was the very basic thing I did. I first had a rangefinder with a pen and a cap as the rangefinder, but then I changed it to these. But the original concept for the armor the original templates in the armor came from Dustin McLean from DIY Costume Shop. No, DIY Costume Squad. Sorry, Dustin. And that's where I got the templates and the inspiration to do this. And I put the spikes on here because I've always been a fan of Metallica and The Pretty Reckless, and of course other bands like System of a Down and 3 Days Grace. So I always like the mohawks that people have on their heads, so one of them's broken off. So it's supposed to represent a mohawk, like a royalty mohawk. So as my character, Mandalore the Salvager, I call him Mandalore the Salvager because he is a Mandalore, but a Mandalore of the people. He's not like a Mandalore that rules over all the people of Mandalorians. Mandalore. So the Mohawk is supposed to represent a regal, almost like punk style, punky aspect. So why I came up with the name Mandalore the Salvager for my character is because I always heard the stories about Mandalore the Great from the armor in the Mandalorian. I thought, what if it'd be cool if I had a Mandalore armor that was like really old and was worn by a Mandalore at the time that I created, called Mandalore the Salvager. So the story of my character is, he is a third generation Mandalorian. His father was a Mandalore called Mandalore the Salvager. This is not canon, this is not legend. This is the own story that I made. Mandalore the Salvager was my character Jor Venthar's father, Den Venthar, D-E-N Venthar. And Venthar is spelled V-A-N-T-H-O-R, Venthor you call him. But it's Venthor, yeah. So Jor's father, Din, was Mandalore, and he lost a battle in a fierce battle during the Mandalorian Civil Wars. I'm not sure it's time. I'm sure it's working out the story. So Din gets the armor, and he salvages what's left, and he also like brings other pieces together. The 5 pieces are New Republic, like the New Republic era. The helmet is basically a Old Republic style, like the pre-Empire, like when the Empire was around. And he customized the helmet by putting staples of Beskar, little chunks of metal. And the only thing that happened was when the Beskar was like shattered by a certain machine. I know Beskar can't be defeated, but it can be like with Din's father, they took welding equipment and they like shipped away actually it's I'm trying to think what it's called, that tool that actually cuts metal. Oh yeah, plasma cutter. They took plasma cutters and they cut along the helmet the invaders that took Jor's father, and they used plasma cutters to cut the armor in half, and they never could get the armor back together. So when Jor was of age, my character Jor, he took the armor and he added parts to it. He had been in several battles, so that's why there's a lot of battle scars on this helmet. Still working out the story. So on to the part where I made the Pack Leader, which is the newest armor. Pack Leader came about when I was watching the trailer for the Mandalorian Season 3. I thought, would it be cool if... Also, I read the stories about Boba Fett having several suits of armor. Some Mandalorians have several suits of armor for different situations. So the Pack Leader, or the Prodigal Son, is used mostly for battle. Like deep battle. Like with all this stuff you saw in my old armor, I had a missile on there, I had a flamethrower, I had vibro blade, switchblade on there, like a hidden blade. So that armor is mostly for battle. I wanted armor that was more stylish, more slimmed down, more like the Clone Troopers armor. So I decided to take inspiration from other builders. So the chest plate I made, I always keep the same helmet for every build until I make a new one, which I might do one day. I might make a new helmet. I'm obviously going to make a new helmet. So the helmet stayed the same. The chest armor is based on Din Djarin's chest plate and ab armor. And the clothes, I'm not going to go through everything. So the clothes were based on a pair of coveralls flipped backwards that my cousin gave me, along with the Michael Myers coveralls. She gave me 2 different pairs, and I wear both of them. I wear the dark blue ones for Michael Myers and the dark gray for the light gray for Mandalore the Salvager, the Pack Leader. And the rest of the armor, I got inspiration. Like, I got the inspiration for the gauntlets from Ryzer, R-Y-Z-E-R, Ryzer. I'm gonna leave this link in the description down to his in this video to his channel. And the knee armor was based on Dave the Cosplay Custom Kid, and so on and so forth. Like creating the armor. So I talked fun. So I gotta go, guys. I gotta get ready for bed. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of the Pack Leader and the Prodigal Son armor. And I'll see you guys next one. This is J-Man Fett Cosplay. This is the way to cosplay.